Please, don't download the songs from YouTube. When you download a song from YouTube using a converter, online or software, the result is usually in the format MP3 or M4A, both are lossy formats. Which means they affect the psychoactive effect I intended to create. Even if you choose 320 kilobits per second, the sources don't actually provide true high-quality audio at that level. I get it. It's way more convenient to just download a song from YouTube. There are sites that do the conversion for free, after all. And honestly, I feel like a hypocrite even saying this because I love music. In my entire life, I've only bought 2 albums. After that, I never paid for music. But back then, I didn't really understand what it meant to create something. To craft a sound that you want to sound a certain way, only to hear it all distorted and messed up. There are only a few sites that deliver a perfect download, and yeah, that costs money per song or album. I don't want to put a price on any content of mine, not yet, but if downloads go viral, I might. Not for the money though. Just so I don't have to see my song get distorted beyond recognition. I'm not Selena Gomez, posting tear-jerking videos to rack up followers and cash in on fans' sensitivity. I'm not some Barbie doll splashed all over YouTube trying to grab attention with cleavage or sex appeal. I consider myself a scientist. And I definitely don't call myself a songwriter when the lyrics seem like they were written by the mind of a 12-year-old kid, like many songs that went viral by so-called famous singers who can't even read sheet music yet call themselves singers and composers. I know not all my lyrics are complicated, but that's not the point. I wanted the beat to shine. Not my appearance or my tears. The songs are 1 verse long because I liked the beat. I made the tracks how I wanted to. I'm tired of chopping up other artists' songs just to make them sound the way I like, so I created my own tracks. I am disappointed by how far artists' appreciation has fallen and how music is defined these days. Knowing how to sing is one thing. Knowing how to cry is another, isn't it? One is science, and the other is drama. I don't think we can compare them. And I'd like to offer a brief explanation because I can, and because I'm not Selena Gomez, full of bullshits and lies. Neuropsychoactive effects. The term, neuropsychoactive effects, is often mistakenly associated with negative connotations, as it tends to evoke severe psychiatric disorders such as psychosis. However, if we refer to the etymological and functional meaning of the term, that is, effects involving both the nervous system and psychological processes, we can also speak of positive neuropsychoactive effects. Positive neuropsychoactive effects refer to influences on the brain and human psyche that facilitate neurochemical and emotional reorganization, leading to improvements in mental state self-perception and spiritual connection with both the inner and outer world. Music can trigger the release of neurotransmitters associated with pleasure and well-being, such as dopamine, linked to pleasure motivation and reward, serotonin, involved in mood regulation, or oxytocin, increased through group singing promoting social bonding. Music causes simultaneous activation of multiple brain areas, like auditory cortex, processes the structure of sound, amygdala and hippocampus, involved in emotional and affective memory processing, ventromedial prefrontal cortex, associated with aesthetic judgment and reward evaluation, nucleus accumbens, releases dopamine when listening to pleasurable music similar to natural reward responses. Psychoacoustics. This is a branch of acoustics and psychophysics that studies how sound is perceived by the human ear and brain. It doesn't deal only with music but with any kind of sound. It investigates how we distinguish frequencies, intensities and timbres, why certain frequencies have calming effects, and how we instinctively react to harsh or soothing sounds. Music therapy. A clinically applied field grounded in scientific research, music therapy uses sound and music in therapeutic interventions to treat a wide range of conditions like anxiety, depression, disorders and emotional trauma. The psychology of music. This is a branch of cognitive psychology that explores how music influences behavior, emotions, motivation, and mental processes. Neuromusicology. Neuromusicology is a branch of neuroscience that studies how music is perceived, processed, memorized, and experienced by the brain. This field investigates brain activity related to 1. The processing of tonality, rhythm, and harmony. 2. Emotions induced by music. 3. The relationship between music and movement like dance or walking. And 4. The impact of music on memory, learning, and mood. One of the most fascinating expressions of the positive neuropsychotic effects of music is the almost instinctive impulse to dance. From a neurological perspective, this phenomenon arises from the simultaneous activation of the auditory cortex, basal ganglia, cerebellum, and limbic system, brain networks involved in rhythm processing, motor coordination, and emotional response. Dancing triggered by music causes a surge in dopamine and endorphin release, neurotransmitters that create feelings of euphoria, vitality, and kinesthetic pleasure. Moreover, dance engages the cardiovascular system, regulates breathing, and oxygenates the brain, which enhances energy and mental clarity. Psychologically, dance allows for a symbolic release of inner tensions and encourages a non-verbal form of expression that can restore contact with one's own body and deeper self. It is a form of catharsis through movement, complementing the auditory dimension of music and transforming it into a full-bodied experience. From this perspective, dance can be seen as a somatic extension of the positive neuropsychotic effects of music, a bridge between cerebral activation and emotional integration through the body. So, please, don't download the songs from YouTube. YouTube compresses audio files, which means the loss of sound quality is real. Some frequencies disappear, and the whole mix can get distorted. I'm talking science here. I'm not just randomly mixing sounds. I worked meticulously on the beats. Every layer, every frequency was shaped so that the sound would hit right and trigger the intended effect. If you download the track from YouTube, it's simply not the same sound anymore. You lose intensity, energy, and vibe. So, the songs are free. You can't find them anywhere else online. They're only on YouTube. And my only request is, don't download them and distort the beat. I don't want to look for some professional download service that protects the sound, because then I'd have to charge. Let's be honest. No app or software out there provides professional grade sound for free, right?